Hello everyone, and today we're going to continue on what we previously seen on the episode 2 of our probability module. That is to say, what we said about the inclusion-exclusion principle, and we're going to apply this on the hat problem. So, this is a problem called the problem of matchings, where we are looking at n men that are invited to a reception, and each man gives his hat to the cloakroom. The hats are mixed, and at the end of the reception, each guest chooses one at random, or if you don't remember where he had hung it. This problem is equivalent to drawing a random permutation. Sigma of the set 1n, all of the integers that are between 1 and n. A fixed point I of permutation of this kind, sigma, is defined with the condition sigma I equals I. The fundamental set omega is the set where, with all the permutations happening in this set, and so the cardinal of omega is equal to this, equal to factorial n, and so assuming we can make the hypothesis of equiprobability, and so the probability of an event A is given by this formula: P of A equals cardinal of A over cardinal of omega. So the two questions we're interested in is knowing, what we want is to know first the probability that absolutely no man choose their own hat to probability of no man choosing. And then the probability of k men choosing their own hat. That's what we want to know. And so for the first question, for the first probability, we're going to compute the complementary event. At least one man chooses his own hat, and so we're going to call this event AI. At least one man chooses his own hat. And so I is the event sigma I equals I. It is the event verifying this permutation. And what we're interested in is the event A being the union of all the case where a man chooses his own hat. It can be one man, two men, every last one of them. We want at least one man. So it is the union of all the AI. we verify that we can build an application, bijection going from our event AI into the set of all the permutation where sigma I equals I. So we don't put I here because it will always be, our permutation will always be equal to I, so it doesn't intervene. And so this is a bijection, we can verify it. We have n-1, we have factorial of n-1 elements in our set of events, and we have n factorial of n-1 in psi of sigma. So psi of sigma is equal to the occurrence, the results of each one of the corresponding choice for associated with each man in his choice for his hat. So here we have Mr. 5, for instance, and he chose his hat, the hat 5. So we have a fixed permutation, we have a fixed point in our permutation. So sigma A5 is defined as the permutation where Mr. 5 managed to find his own hat. And you can see that sigma of A5 can take various forms. In the first one, Mr. 1 doesn't find his hat, he takes the hat of Mr. 4, and in the second example, Mr. 1 takes the hat of Mr. 3, and so on. And yes, here sigma of 1 equals 4, and so phi of sigma represents all of the possibilities when only Mr. 5 chose his own hat. And before continuing, I want to explain something a little before about what I told on the episode 2. So I'm giving more explanations. We explained the inclusion-exclusion principle for n equals 2. The probability of the union for two events when there is an intersection is equal to, according to the principle, to the sum for k equals 1 up to 2 of minus 1 k plus 1, and the sum of the probability of the intersection of all of our events indexed according to what is written. And so the indexes vary between 1 and 2. So you won't have an AI3, but only AI1 and an AI2. And below you can see it gives the sum of P, the probability of AI1 with I1 between taking values between 1 and 2, and you have the minus 1 on the second part of the expression, the second summation, and so now you have the probability of AI1 intersected with AI2, having again I1 and I2 varying between 1 and 2. And so it gives us the formula we've seen previously. The probability of the union for two events is equal to the probability of A1 plus the probability of A2 minus the probability of the intersection of A1 and A2. And we can see that we have 1 choose 2 terms for the first sum, and which is equal to 2, and we have 2 choose 2 terms for the second sum, which is equal to 1. It's going to be useful for what's following. Now for n equals 3, when you have 3 events, the summation is this one. It is equal to the probability of A1 plus the probability of A2 plus the probability of A3 minus the summation of the probability of AI1 intersected with AI2 plus the summation of the probability of AI1 intersected with AI2 intersected with AI3, with our indexes this time varying between 1 and 3. And in the second sum you have the minus, you have two indexes, and on the third sum you have 3 indexes, and you have a plus, which gives us the probability of A1 plus the probability of A2 plus the probability of A3 minus the probability of A1 intersected with A2 minus the probability of A1 intersected with A3 minus probability of A2 intersected with A3 plus the probability of A1 intersected A2 intersected A3. And so you have 1 choose 3 terms on the first sum, which is equal to 3. You have also 2 choose 3 terms on the second sum, which is again equal to 3. And at the end you have 3 choose 3 terms on the last sum, which is equal to 1. So you have 1 term. So we just said that the cardinal of AI is factorial of n minus 1. And so the probability of AI with our hypothesis of every probability, it is simply equal to the cardinal of AI on cardinal of omega, which is then n minus 1, factorial of n minus 1 over factorial of n, and this is 1 over n, this is equal to 1 over n. And for the probability when we look at the probability of 2 men choosing their own hat, let's say Mr. 1 and Mr. 2, so this is probability of A1 intersected with A2. This will follow the same principle, and so you will have n minus 2 factorial of n minus 2 over factorial of n because we can build a bijection going from A1 intersected with A2. Let's call it C2. Going in the set the permutation of 3 up to n. Generalizing, we can say that the probability of an intersection of k events, A1 intersected with A2 intersected with up to AK, this probability is then equal to n, the factorial of n minus k over the factorial of n. And what we have just seen about the number of terms appearing in our summations here and there, we can say that we have k choose n terms in the summation. So we have k choose n terms in the kth summation of our inclusion-exclusion principle. Corresponding to the k choose n possible combinations of k indexes. So now we can compute P of A. This is equal to the sum from k equals 1 to n of k choose n minus k minus 1 to the power of k plus 1 of times the probability of A1 intersected with A2 intersected up to AK using the inclusion-exclusion principle, and this is also the sum from k equals 1 to n of factorial n k factorial k factorial n minus k minus 1 to the power of k plus 1 n minus k factorial n factorial. So we can simplify this, this, this. We end up with P of A being simply equal to the sum from k equals 1 to n of minus 1 to the power of k plus 1 over k over factorial of k. Let's denote by P and k the probability let's denote P and k the probability of exactly k men choosing their own hat. We have just shown that Pn 0 equals 1 minus P of A. This is equal to 1 minus the sum minus 1k plus 1 factorial of k. This is equal to the summation from k equals 0 to n of minus 1 to the power of k over factorial of k, because when you can look when k equals 0 and with the minus, the plus 1 disappears. So this is 1 plus the following sum minus 1k factorial of k, and when you look at k equals 0 you can add the 1 into the sum, and so your final sum goes from 0 up to n, and so we have Pn of 0. We're gonna use another letter here because it's more convenient. I'm gonna use the letter J. So we have Pn of 0. Finally, there is k. There is k choose n possibilities for k men to choose their own hats for exactly k men Then for the others, there is n minus k men. For the other n minus k men, there is n minus factorial of. For n minus k men, there is n factorial of n minus k pn0 possibilities that none of them choose their own hat, because we want to compute Pn of k, so the probability of exactly k men choosing their own hat, that's what we want at the end, but we know Pn of 0, the probability of 0 men choosing exactly their own hat. And so we know how many possibilities there are for k men to choose their hats, so it intervenes in the computations. In the computation, we have this. We also have to consider to include a probability, because at the end we have a probability. So we are putting this, and as we said, we have n minus k factorial of n minus k times Pn0. So we have n factorial of n minus k choices possible for our group of n minus k men to wrongly choose their hat. And we have also, for this choice, all of these possibilities respect a certain probability that we computed, which is Pn of 0. And so we have minus k factorial of n minus k times Pn0 over the cardinal of omega. Which is factorial of n, and that gives us a factorial of k below, and we also have p of n minus k 0, which gives us, we end up with p of n minus k 0 over factorial of k, which gives us the sum from j equals 0 to n minus k minus 1j over factorial of j factorial of k. So this is the answer for the second question, and we can look at the limit of p of n0 here. This, when f goes towards infinity, it will tend towards exponential of -1, because this is simply the development of the exponential function with x equals 1, -1. More generally, we also have Pn of k going towards exponential of minus 1 over factorial of k. And so we can also say that it is approximately 1 over exponential, so it is approximately equal to 0.3. And so this is like saying when you have very big number of men who don't seem to find their hat, the chance for all of those men, for this group of men, for none of them to find their hat, their own hat, to choose their own hat, the probability, the chance of this event occurring is approximately of 0.3, so approximately 30%. It's 1 over exponential, so it's more than 30%. In conclusion, to sum up, we have shown a limit theorem for the matchings distribution. And the given distribution for the distribution given by the Pn of k is converging towards the Poisson distribution, with the parameter being equal to 1. So we're going to see this in the future. But for today, this is the end, and I hope you've learned a lot of things. And see you later. See you soon.